Hello and welcome to On the Table. We are broadcasting on RTM Click and MyTV's Berita RTM channel 123, which is also live streaming on YouTube. So I'm your host, Otto Othman. Now, we live much of our lives online, but how safe are we really? With the Online Safety Act 2025 taking effect this year, what changes can Malaysians expect and how does it protect every user? With us in the studio, we have to explain this situation. We have this new law really actually means for us and how it actually affects us. So in the studio, we have Siraj Jalil, President of Malaysia Cyber Consumer Association, or MACC. And firstly, thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Welcome, Otto.
Now, my first question is to you, Mr. Siraj, is that for many of us, the internet is part of our daily life. And at a very basic level, how will actually this new Online Safety Act actually affect the average person?
Yeah, okay. Basically, ONSA, Online Safety Act, that will be already imposed to the Malaysians. Started 1st January 2026. It's a game changer for everyone that are using, especially social media, and it also brings a very huge impact when it comes to responsibility. So before this, the responsibility most likely to the consumer, but nowadays it's a shared responsibility between consumer, the platform, and also the governments. So we will see a lot of incident coming about 2026 that will be mitigated by this law of ONSA, where any kind of irresponsible parties, by the consumer or the platform itself, can be ruled by this new law.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that having this really puts much more burden towards the platforms? Because it's more focused on platforms as well.
I do too, because the platform value comes from consumer, because without consumer the platform doesn't have any value. So that's why we need back-to-back responsibility. Mm-hmm. So before this, any kind of risk to the consumer not well managed by the platform. It means that in Malaysia we have MCMC as the regulatory body. So the challenge for the regulatory body to protect consumer is very hard, because they don't have the clear act to use and to bring the platform into our law perspective. Mm-hmm. But by having ONSA nowadays, we can use that as a key component to protect consumer. And it's different compared than previous years. 2026, we see that how the government can bring along the social media platform into the Malaysian law. Mm-hmm. So let's say you have a person use social media, then become predators to other people. So at least the government can have a clearer investigation, intelligence, information, and a direct and responsive action against the harmful content and the actor. Mm-hmm. So the first thing is that consumer by time responsively can be protected by the law, and the action can be taken by the social media platform under that law to curb the perpetrators or any kind of harmful content. So by having this, it's a new game changer. That's what I said. Before this, if you report any kind of harmful content through the platform, normally it's not that easy for you to see the content will take down. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it takes a very long time to justify. Even it turns to viral on one content, still the content is there. So now every kind of platform with at least 8 million users, so they automatically being licensed and under this law in Malaysia.
So we understand that it protects 16-year-olds and below when it comes to that. My concern is towards that only now we're applying this ONSA, this act, whereas in other countries it already has been implemented. Do you think that us taking this time actually we actually are in detail finding out the details on how sensitive is it towards our society, Malaysian society? Because every culture has its own limits and also its abilities. But then my question is, why did the government take it that long to actually apply it? Only now?
Okay, actually, different countries have different demography of people, by age especially. The first country managed to fully implement about age restriction is Australia. Okay, however, Malaysians, our law is more likely to follow Australia. Even the MCMC establishment, also Malaysian government, we did follow Australia perspective. So now we are following their direction lah, basically Australia. So yes, it did be well discussed in other countries like Europe, even in US and some other countries, Middle East like UAE and so on. So now we are already not just following in terms of discussion, but it already implemented that restrictions under 13 as well start since 2025. So this year we are going to see by 16 years old and below are prohibited from using social media. And supported by ONSA, Online Safety Act, is crucial for us to understand this act well. And to answer your question, why now? Because I think like different scenario of social media usage 10 years back, where it's not well dependent on during that time. And everything changed when COVID-19 happened around the world. The pandemic is very, it's like resetting everything about our daily life, and then absolutely in terms of informations bargaining. So we use a lot of digital nowadays, so we depend a lot, 2 years of training, like, you know, that the Movement Control MCO did train us well how to rely on digital and social media usage, like rising up in terms of the dependency. So post COVID-19, absolutely a lot of things that government has to rethink and reshape about not just about what is the necessity of the consumer in Malaysia, but also the law itself. So we can see the rising of cybercrime in terms of financial fraud, in terms of cyberbully, in terms of even nowadays we have the new term called like child sexual abuse material, CSAM, and up to content that inducing self-harm into the children. And as per understand well by Malaysian, as early of 1 year old, many parents provide them with the YouTube access. So it means that 1 year old in Malaysia, they know how to scroll YouTube. It's a basic, it's a culture in Malaysia. So can you imagine that a lot of harmful content that provided and created by the predators, especially like pedophile, that targeting kids, and some of them with the ideology which is against our norm in Malaysia, which is very harmful to Malaysia, not just in terms of physical, but also in terms of mindset. So this is where the government have to mitigate the risk that totally can create a bad potential to Malaysians. That's why nowadays is a very right time, and absolutely in Malaysia we have flow of crafting up a new policy, especially new act. We have a cabinet, we have a parliament, and we have a Dewan Rakyat, Dewan Negara. So all process must be followed, because that's how democracy in Malaysia works. So, but at least this is one of the fastest act managed by the government. And
timely as well.
Yeah, timely as well.
It's all about resilience. It's all about, being defensive as well towards these predators as well and capturing them. Another thing, how about we go back to the YouTube channel, kids, 1 year old. How would be the user experience once this act is enforced? How do you think the interface would be? How do you think it should be in the near future when it comes to this?
I believe normal consumer, if not talk about the digital consumerism, if we talk about daily life, consumerism, we use car, road transport, we use anything that consumed by the consumer. One of the main components is that if anything happen, who you are going to report to. Like if you're being victims of crime, you have police. You can lodge a police report. But when we talk about digital, is timeless. Like the crime or any kind of bad intention by the predators, waiting no time to targeting consumer. So absolutely we need a very responsive action and very responsive reporting mechanism by the government and also by the platform itself. So we can see a clear mechanism by right nowadays from the platform through the reporting mechanism. I believe everyone, if you are using YouTube, you can see a certain function in that YouTube, which is you can lodge a report.
Yes.
First one. And second is reporting mechanism to the regulatory body, which is MCMC, which is the reporting is aduan.skmm.gov.my, where everyone should learn and understand this well, and we can see the speed of reporting, processing. That one is for consumer to report. Besides of it, this new bill in place to fasten proactive measurement by the government. It means that before consumer report any kind of harmful content, it means the MCMC can foresee it and label it as a harmful content to the consumer. So the process of takedown of the content much more faster rather than consumer report it. So for example, terrorism content, before the content reach to consumer, where it can harmful for the ideology or thinkings of a consumer in Malaysia. So government should take a faster action and respond so that it will not reach to any consumer, any kind of rakyat Malaysia. It means that the government protect it from us from being...
So you're saying that we should, with this act in force, that's only the first step towards it. The second step is before the information or the data reaches the consumer, the government or the filtration system will filter out what is harmful to the public.
True.
Before it reaches the public.
Yes. But as far as it was under agreed by the law, the definition what is harmful. Even they have a committee to decide what types of harmful. For example, we have a 3R related content. Absolutely is prohibited in our country right now. So any kind of content that breaching those lines absolutely can be mitigated, can be taken down by the government through this act.
Wow. Parents are especially anxious about cyberbullying and scams and online predators. So how does this act actually protect children?
Cyberbullying can happen anytime, anywhere, digitally. It can be through social media, through instant messaging applications, or even in the mobile gaming applications. So nowadays, every kid's well connected. Absolutely, government prohibited from social media, but government did not prohibit kids below 16 in using like online gaming, like Mobile Legends, like PUBG, any kind of mobile gaming that was gazetted as e-sports. So, and the platform also provide communication channel. So you can direct messaging through the profile in that games. So absolutely, there's also happened, called a cyberbully amongst of the players. At least when this thing, when ONSA in place, so every platform must follow the rule, the ONSA itself. So the awareness for platform and for the government and for the society, even the player itself, will be in place to understand if anything happen, there's a function that responsive action can be taken by consumer itself to lodge a report regarding cyberbullying.
Now, still on that, beyond just monitoring screen time, what meaningful role can parents actually play and schools play under this new law?
The new law brings responsibility to parents and also the school. I mean, parents is informal education, and school is considered formal education. So by having this law, I believe the Ministry of Education will do some effort to provide proper and formal digital education that can prolong to safety and security of the digital usage, while the parents should take responsibility to understand this law. Because if the parents fail to understand this law while providing digital usage to their kids, anything happen, the parents also should be responsible. And the government can take action against the parents too if they are not aware about the law.
I see.
So that's why I said the ONSA is about shared responsibility. It's not like putting one organization to take responsibility. So, but the objective is clear. None of the parents wants to see their kids in danger.
Yes.
So if you don't want to see in danger, you must understand the government already create a clear law to protect the kids. And through educations, the law must emphasize through educations, it will strengthen the execution of the law.
It seems that we have a lot of work under us as well.
A lot.
Yes, especially when it comes to kids and the enactment of the Act as well. But we're going to go for a short break and discuss furthermore on ONSA and much more. So stay tuned on The Table right here on True.
Dunia digital penuh dengan kandungan ganas, eksploitasi kanak-kanak dan buli cyber berleluasa di luar kawalan. Akta Keselamatan dalam Talian 2025 atau ONSA 2025 dikuat kuasa untuk melindungi rakyat. Pengguna boleh bertindak atas kandungan yang berisiko. Setiap laporan yang dibuat, platform digital wajib bertindak pantas terhadap penyalahgunaan digital. Internet kini lebih selamat untuk kanak-kanak dan keluarga kita.
Welcome back. We're talking to Siraj Jalil, President of Malaysia Cyber Consumer Association, or MCCA, and we're moving forward towards ONSA's application here in Malaysia. So we want to know from you. Thank you very much for coming to the studio.
You're welcome.
Age verification. Now, it's a big concern. What do you think should be the next step towards that?
The government and platform implementing eKYC, where the age verification will rely on this process called eKYC, using a national ID. And I believe, as per announced by the government, the usage of national digital ID will take in place to verify a user that are using any kind of social media platform that gazetted under this law. So it's a crucial process, and this process must be well explained by the government, because this area, some issue related to data protections and how far the consumer will understand that the system or the law itself protect, not just to protect from harmful content, but also protecting our data. And a lot of issues out there that can be speculated into some of bad story about the data. But yes, I believe this also was well discussed through the National Cyber Security Agency, NACSA. It's about the security of the data, and two subjects. It's about the verifications. It will collect the data of the consumer to verify the age, to ensure that any kind of children below 16 cannot use social media. Second is the government, by design with MCMC and the National Cyber Security Agency, to protect any kind of data collected to verify the age of the consumer in this matter. So, to protect privacy, a third-party system may be used. So government have to explain this because this is the question. Maybe not now. Later, it will be discussed amongst other public, so that the clearer communication will create good outcome. It's a good effort from government, from the platform, and to protect consumer, but a good communication can create better outcome.
Nice. Now, what about what we say online? Some users worry that this law could limit, they say online, so could you explain a little further? Is it going to limit us in terms of our speech, freedom of speech?
No. The freedom of speech is very subjective to explain. If you have a different mindset and you think that is your freedom of speech to to talk everything until you cross 3R red line. Absolutely, it's not freedom of speech, because freedom means very specific in our country. Okay. We are a multiracial country, so absolutely respect each other is the red line. Don't ever, because of freedom of speech, you can talk anything bad about other people.
Yeah,
absolutely no. So this law mainly focus to the cybercrime that rising. Every day, every year, by record, within these 3 years, the consumer lost more than 5 billion ringgit.
That's a lot, yeah.
But these just 3 years. So can you imagine the number of victims keep rising? We talk about the financial fraud, and then we talk about the cyberbullying became like cultural in Malaysians, that anything you did not satisfied with other people, you just talk bad about them. Then doxing, for example, you spread people's information, personal information. It's all that very hard previously to mitigate, because unclear jurisdiction, and maybe the investigator or enforcement wants to collaborate in terms of investigation, sharing information with the platform. It's very hard. But now they have a clear jurisdictions, so a clear foundation where if that systems, the social media itself, in the wrong positions, so consumer can take action against them. So that's why this ONSA brings, as I said, it's a shared responsibility. Before this, anything that the victims is consumer, so social media platform can raise a hand, so the government will be blamed because you did not care about the Malaysian. So now government already prepared this bill to protect us, and if there is anything that make you a victim, or maybe your kids as a victim, so you can see lodge a report, and if the platform well managed, it's good. But if the platform did not take responsibility, did not take down any kind of cyberbully content, so you can bring this to MCMC and fight for your rights and the MCMC can penalize this platform based on the act.
Now, what about smaller local platforms or startups? Could compliance become so tough that consumers end up with fewer, choices?
This is like 2026 we have to change from our old habits, and I believe SME use social media as most likely as a marketing platform, and sometimes marketing beyond red line. Create a very unwanted contents. Last time we can see how viral content comes, like burning a cat. It's all unwanted content. Up to cross not just like a red line of the 3R, but cross the red line of human nature. Again, the empathy absolutely crossed the nature of Malaysian. So SME, by moving 2026 onwards, at least you can be protected from the financial fraud, because many victims of this financial fraud comes from the SME, the e-commerce, using e-commerce, for example, and then they do marketing, and especially for the influencers, for example, they do marketing through social media. They are creating a lot of contents, and that content was abused and misused by the cyber criminals in terms of deepfakes, for example. They copying your voice and then do this one for its purpose of fraud and scams. So by ONSA, so SME can at least you can use the act to protect your business and your image and identity from being abused by the cyber criminals.
So it not only protects the consumer, it also protects the companies as well. Now, there are people, or probably Malaysians, who feel skeptical about the act. So why should consumers actually trust the law can actually protect them and not control them?
Now, I think the consumer must worry more about if the government doesn't care about you. So now the government very care about you because the government also a consumer in terms of social media. We can see every ministry, every agency, even RTM is a user of social media. So everyone of us in terms of if we are all social media user, we are in the same threats. Cybercrime. Cybercrime is real. It's not hypothetical in terms of the crime itself. So the government concern for everyone to be protected more seriously and to put the responsibility to the platforms, it means it's a good
start.
It's a good start. Then, at least for the consumer, you must understand well the acts, because the acts is not something hidden. You can read it, you can understand it, and you can apply it, and you can take action. You can go to social media. 2036, you can see any kind of content that harmful. You can lodge a report, and then you can test it. What is the speed? I will test it absolutely a lot more. So the organization like MCCA, we are NGO, and we are front facing to the consumer, for example, and any kind of reporting also comes to us. So we will start to learn what is the speed of consumer response in terms of, as like ONSA said. So we have to be glad that the government managed to innovate this type of law to ensure we are well protected in this challenging world.
And I should bring this back up again because you mentioned it's a shared responsibility, so everybody should learn the act and act upon it as well. So if you had to sum it up, because we don't have much time anymore, sum it up in one sentence, what does this act actually give consumers that they didn't have before?
Okay, the Act gives consumer a legal guarantee that digital platform must prioritize user safety and proactively prevent harm by law, so rather than by the choice.
Well, with that, of course, thank you very much, Mr. Siraj, for coming to the studio and explaining to us the Act as well and how it's going to affect everybody else. And it's probably safe to say that seeing that Malaysia is moving towards a digital nation as well and a data hub, it seems that we also have a lot of job opportunities here in Malaysia as we can speak right now. But then again, it all depends on us as a consumer as well to be more proactive when it comes to this, all right? So with that, it concludes this episode of On the Table. We have been speaking to Siraj Jalil, President of Malaysia Cyber Consumer Association, discussing on Online Safety Act 2025. Now, that's it from us here today. I'm Otto Othman, so thanks for watching for On the Table.